part of me knew deep down, having read it, that I had to play him. I so wanted to play him. It was odd. I'm not saying there's a lot of him in me, but there were sides of him that I knew I had never been allowed to entertain before, and wanted to.
I am a legend, a myth, a glorious tale to be handed down from generation to generation. I am Dom Hemingway! Oh, my head's throbbing.
I understand that Jude Law did a lot of preparation for this role and really got up to speed and into the character before you even shot the opening scene. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I had asked him to gain some weight, so he gained, like 20 pounds, something like that, mostly drinking beer and eating ice cream. And I wanted to see his receding hairline. I wanted his nose to be broken. I wanted his teeth to be yellowed. We made these suits that were extra tight, all of this. But his preparation was enormous. We rehearsed the whole movie on locations with the other actors before we started shooting the film. We shot the whole movie in 30 days, and the only way we were able to do that was this enormous amount of rehearsals. I believe people are going to love Dom, because I love Dom. I deeply love Dom. Jude and I would talk about Dom as if he was in the room with us. We cared about him deeply as a human being, because he's so flawed. And so that gave us the freedom to push things, and there wasn't a situation where I was like, oh, that's too much. That just wasn't the case. And, it's not going to be for everyone, but I think the people who do like it are going to love it, and it's sort of been the reactions we've been getting as we started screening the movie.
Well, he's not someone that you just totally hate, because you begin to learn that he's honest. Whether you like it or not, he's honest. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's unfiltered, he's uncensored. But every bad thing that happens to him is because of him. He shoots himself in the foot at every possible turn, so he's deeply honest, but also deeply human. He's a mess.
I am Dom Hemingway!
But he says things that we all wish we could say. He does things that we all wish we could do. We just can't do it in the world we live in. It just can't happen. But he doesn't care.
But you learn that he has a heart as well.
He does. He's deeply wounded human being. And I connected to him. And to me, I had no interest in just writing a character that was just profane and violent and funny without any heart. Because I care about him. And I think the movie surprises you that Dom is more than what he seems in the beginning. Certainly after that first monologue, you're like, well, this is just going to be one type of movie, and it isn't that. If the movie works, it's because Jude is fully invested. He so goes for it in the movie, and that's what's fun about it. He's funny and deeply human and deeply flawed, and to have an actor do that, and the other actors were great too, and supported him with the understanding that the movie's called Dom Hemingway. It's his story.
Richard Shepard writes in a very particular way. An awful lot of the impact and the extraordinary rants, soliloquies you could call them, that Dom has were obviously very impactful off the page, but also the tempo that he writes in between dialogue.
Jude firmly grounded Dom as a human being, even as larger than life as he plays in the movie. So it wasn't really a question of having to take him down, but it was a question of just making sure that, he was in the right frame of mind for the scene, and that the other actors were in the right frame of mind, and that the locations were right, so that when Jude would walk onto the set, he felt good in his wardrobe, the actors looked right, the set looked right, and then he could just be in the moment. And Jude is so in the moment that there were times I was watching the monitor and I would forget that I was supposed to be directing the movie. I'd literally be looking at the monitor, watching his performance and being so taken by it, and then suddenly he'd stop talking, and I'd be like, why has he stopped talking? Oh, cut, and so it was really fun on that level, having that kind of actor working with you. You come off really well as a writer and director, having Jude Law say your lines.
I want the parade, the float, the band, and what you owe me. What you owe me is what I fucking want.